Are you saying she put her hands on you first?
Yeah,
And when was this? Month and year?
that was I don't have the exact date, but that was when we were living together. We left together like for 4 months,
Okay, sir,
and uh,
listen specifically to my question. What
mhm,
year then? What year?
it was 2024 this year.
This year. And where did
Yes, yes.
she put her hands? What did she do? Did she punch you? Did she slap you?
Nah,
Did she
she
what?
slapped me.
Okay. And did you call the police on her?
Nah, I never did.
Have you ever gotten a restraining order or protective order against her?
No, nothing.
Why is she making allegations that you have put your hands on her?
I honestly don't understand.
Okay.
Welcome back to Family Court Drama. In today's episode, we're diving into a child support court hearing. The mother is seeking sole custody, child support, and supervised visitation for the father, citing abuse throughout their relationship. The father, however, denies abusing the mom and is requesting shared custody without child support obligations. Let's see how the judge rules in this case.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state would like to call Ms. Gomez. Ms. Gomez, can you please state your full name?
Gabriela Gamis, seguro?
Are you making a general appearance today? Are you willing to proceed with your case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, the state is requesting that the record reflect that Ms. Gomez is making a general appearance and ready to proceed.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Segura is making a general appearance and ready to proceed.
Your Honor, would like to request Ms. Gomez. Ma'am, when it comes to both you and Mr. Segovia, were you ever married to Mr. Segovia when the child was conceived or born?
No, ma'am.
Were you ever married to anybody else during the conception or birth of this child?
No, ma'am.
Is there anybody out there that could be the father of this child other than Mr. Segovia?
No, ma'am.
Can you please tell the court the name and age of the child?
Her name is Genesis Daniela Gamis, and her birth date is October 11th, 2023.
And how old is she right now?
She is 9 months.
And you're requesting that Mr. Segovia be named the legal and biological father of this child today, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you did, and Mr. Segovia also signed what we call an acknowledgement of paternity, where he acknowledged as the father of this child, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With regards to the family violence, has there ever been any family violence between you and Mr. Segovia when it comes to yourself or the child? Ever?
Just myself.
Okay. Can you briefly tell the court the most recent incident?
The recent one, it was Saturday night, which was
This Saturday, is that correct?
yes, this Saturday.
Okay. Can you briefly tell the court what happened?
He was parked outside my house waiting for me to get home. Then he started banging and kicking my front door while the baby was in the house, demanding me to go outside and talk to him.
Okay. Was there police called or is there any police incident report right now?
I called the police and I have a case number.
Okay. But as in being prosecuted, or is there an ongoing protective order or restraining order against Mr. Segovia?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And has there ever been any family violence where he laid hands on you first in the past?
Yes.
Can you briefly tell the court what happened, what date and time?
It was on May 11th.
What year was that?
2024.
This year. Can you briefly tell the court what happened?
We went out and then he got really aggressive. He broke my phone and he shoved me and I hit my head on the window. But that was about it. And I did call the cops as soon as I got home. Okay. And that's when I filed for the protective order.
Which is now non-suited, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. Why do you know why it's non-suited?
I asked for it because he was saying that he couldn't see the baby because of that order.
Okay, you may proceed, Ms. Salami.
Thank you, Your Honor. And based on this incident that you just mentioned to the court, you're asking that the court find that there's been family violence between both you and Mr. Segovia, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And also because of that, you're asking to be named the sole managing conservator to make the decision for the child, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're requesting for no geographical restriction as to where you reside with the child. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Also requesting that you continue to have the exclusive right to designate the primary residence of the child. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
When was the last time Mr. Segovia saw the child?
Friday.
Where did he visit with the child?
He came and picked her up at my house.
And he picked her up. Did he bring her back the same day?
Yes, ma'am.
How long were they gone for?
I believe he picked her up around 5 and dropped her off around 8:30.
5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Is that what you're stating?
Yes, ma'am.
Has he ever had overnight visit with a child?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And are you requesting that there should be a possession and asset visitation at the Faith and Liberty Place, which is a protective setting at the Henry Hans Boulevard?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you also requesting that the visitation schedule will be as decided by them based on what they have available for visitation?
Yes, ma'am.
Apart from the one child you have together, to your knowledge, does Mr. Segovia has any minor biological child or children?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And what medical insurance do you have currently for the child?
I have her on Medicaid.
Are you requesting to continue the current medical insurance for as long as you're eligible for it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know if Mr. Segovia is currently employed?
I believe he is.
Do you know where he's currently employed at?
No, ma'am.
Do you know how much he's currently earning at his job?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that the wage information provided to us by Mr. Segovia today is in the amount of $3,250? You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you requesting that Mr. Segovia be ordered to pay cash medical to the state of $195 monthly beginning August 1st, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, would you be in agreement to Mr. Segovia having a 50-50 split exchange visitation?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Also, would you be in agreement to no child support to be ordered today?
No, ma'am.
You're requesting for guideline child support to be ordered today based on Mr. Segovia's income. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're requesting for that in the amount of $516 monthly beginning August 1st, 2024.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're requesting that if the court does find family violence between both of you today, that your address and information are to be disclosed on today's court order. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that the issue of retroactive support, which is retroactive child support, medical support, and dental support with court costs for today will be reserved for your final hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
And you do understand also that this is a temporary order. We're going to be coming back for your final hearing in November 1st, 2024 at 9 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that?
Yes, I understand.
Thank you. Your Honor, that'll be all for this witness.
Counsel, questions from Mother?
Yes. Okay, Ms. Segura, you're claiming family violence happened this past Saturday, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But you never actually saw Mr. Segovia, correct?
The cops told me not to open the
Objection,
door.
non-responsive.
Sustain.
You never actually saw Mr. Segovia outside of your house, correct?
I saw him outside my house.
But you didn't come out of the house, correct?
Mm-mm.
So you had no physical contact with him,
Wait,
correct?
1 second, ma'am. Yes or no, not mm-mm and mm-hmm, okay?
No.
Okay, go ahead, counsel.
So you had no physical contact with him, correct?
No,
Correct?
ma'am. Correct.
And in fact, Mr. Segovia left voluntarily. The police didn't order him to leave, correct?
Yes.
In fact, the police got there after Mr. Segovia already left, correct?
Correct.
So no violence occurred this past Saturday, correct?
Correct.
And the protective order was non-suited because you chose not to prosecute, correct?
Correct.
So you didn't see a need to protect you or your daughter with that protective order, correct?
Correct.
And in fact, while the protective order was in place, you were still trying to contact Mr. Segovia, correct?
For baby wise, incorrect.
And you've allowed, since the protective order was dismissed, you've allowed Mr. Segovia to see his daughter, correct?
Yes.
And all of those visits have been unsupervised, correct?
Yes.
So you weren't present during those visits, correct?
Mm-mm. No, ma'am.
Your daughter was never injured during any of those visits, correct?
No, ma'am.
So Mr. Segovia is capable of watching his daughter without being supervised, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And over the past month, you've trusted him to watch the child unsupervised, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And prior to the incident in April, you all were living together, correct?
April. No, we weren't living together anymore.
But Mr. Segovia has had overnights with his daughter, correct?
No, ma'am.
Are you stating that he has never been in the same house with his daughter overnight?
Overnight with me, yes, but overnight by himself, no.
But he's been present for overnights with you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So he's taken care of the child overnight, correct?
I took care overnight.
And then and you've been able to co-parent with Mr. Segovia via text messages on setting up visits with your child, correct?
Sometimes.
And every time you've requested for the child to be brought back at a certain time, Mr. Segovia has done that, correct?
Not all the times.
Are you stating he took your child and never gave the child back?
He brought her back, not what we had agreed on.
But he always brings her back, correct?
Yes.
And the child's never injured, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you've allowed him to be with the child unsupervised, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So he does not need to be supervised by a facility, correct?
No.
No further questions from mother at this time.
No, he does not need to be supervised, or he needs to be supervised. I want to make sure you understand your
he-
answer,
He doesn't need to be supervised.
Ms. Salami.
Your Honor, that'll be helpful for this witness. If they would like to call Mr. Segovia. Sir, can you please state your full name? Mr. Segovia, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you please state your full name?
Carlos Segovia.
Okay. Are you the father of this child, the subject of the suit?
Yes.
And you do understand or remember that you signed an agreement of paternity that gives you legal parentage to this child?
Yes. I understand.
Okay. All right. Has there ever been any family violence between you and mom ever?
No, never.
Okay. She did mention an incident that happened on Saturday. Is that incident as she stated, or would you like to tell the court what happened on the Saturday?
I would like to tell the court what happened. I'm sorry.
Can you briefly tell the court what happened?
I guess we were both at the same concert, and I tried reaching out to her so that I can talk to her, but she never spoke to me. And I went to her house to try talking to her parents to see if my baby was there. And I knocked on the door, and then I called her dad. I actually spoke to her dad on the phone, and then I just left. But supposedly she was already in there. But I never banged on the door, nothing. I only knocked once, and then I left.
Okay. Also, she mentioned an incident back in April, I think between April and May before you got separated. And she mentioned an incident of violence that occurred between both of you. Is that as stated by Ms. Segura or no?
No, that's not how it happened.
Have you ever laid your hands on Ms. Segovia ever?
No, never.
Has she ever laid her hands on you?
Only once.
Okay, but you've never laid your hands on her. That's what you stated.
Never.
Has there ever been any incident that police was called apart from the Saturday incident? Ms. Segura mentioned that she called the police. Has there ever been any incident in the past that police was called?
That day,
to your knowledge?
That day, whenever
What
the
day
first
are you
accident
referring to?
happened, the first one, whenever she's stating that I broke her phone, I did broke her phone, but that was the only thing. And then I talked to her mom on the phone. Her mom didn't knew she was with me, and I took her home that day. I only took her home and went to my house, but I never touched her or nothing. I never put a hand on her.
With regards to visitation,
You're saying that she actually put her hands on you first, sir?
Nah, not that day. She has hit me before
No,
only once.
not that day. But
Not that day.
another day. Are you saying she put her hands on you first?
Yeah.
And when was this? Month and year?
That was I don't have the exact date, but that was when we were living together. We left together like for 4 months.
Okay,
And
sir, listen specifically to my question. What year then? What year?
It was 2024, this year.
This year. And where did she put her hands? What did she do? Did she punch you? Did she slap you?
Nah, she slapped me.
Okay. And did you call the police on her?
No, I never did.
Have you ever gotten a restraining order or protective order against her?
No, nothing.
Why is she making allegations that you have put your hands on her?
I honestly don't understand.
Okay. Ms. Salami, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. With regards to conservatorship, mom is requesting to be the sole managing conservator to make decision for the child. Are you in agreement with that or no?
No.
Are you requesting to be named joint managing conservator to make decision together with mom? Is that what you're requesting today?
Yeah, I want
Okay.
50-50.
Or you're still requesting for a 50-50 split possession, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. With regards to location of the child, mom is requesting for no geographical restriction as to where the child resides. Would you be in agreement with that or no?
Say that again, please.
Ms. Segura is requesting for no geographical restriction. That means she can reside anywhere with the child without any restriction whatsoever. Would that be something you're in agreement to or no?
Yeah, that I agree.
Okay. And also with regards to visitation, you stated you want 50-50 split possession. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
correct.
that's correct. We have on this case that we have just one child. Do you have any other minor biological child or children?
No, ma.
Okay. Are you currently employed, sir?
Yes.
Where are you currently employed at?
In a commercial company.
And how much are you currently earning at this job?
I get paid by day. I get paid 150
Okay.
a day.
And would it be right to say that your gross income based on that information is $3,250?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you understand that currently your child has the state medical insurance? You understand that?
Yes.
Would you be in agreement to pay cash medical to the state of $195 monthly beginning August 1st, 2024?
Yes, I agree.
Also, mom is requesting for a guideline child support based on your income of $516 monthly beginning August 1st, 2024. Do you agree to that? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. You're requesting for a $0 child support today. Is that correct?
Excuse me?
You're requesting for a $0 child support today. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. If your address, phone number be placed on today's court order, would it cause you any harm or safety concern?
No.
Okay. And you understand that this is a temporary order?
Yes, I understand.
And that would be requested to come back in November 1st, 2024. You understand that?
Yes, I understand.
That the issues of retroactive support and court costs will be reserved for your final hearing. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And the hearing will be via Zoom. That'll be all for this witness, Your Honor.
Counsel.
Okay, Mr. Segovia, I want to go back to the geographic restriction. Are you wanting mother to have to remain in Dallas County and the contiguous counties? That way your daughter remains close to you?
Yeah, Dallas County.
So you want there to be a geographic restriction? Where mother... And then when was the most recent time you saw your daughter?
On Friday.
Were you supervised?
I was with my mom, with my family.
But you picked up your daughter on your own from mother's house?
I think yeah.
And how many times have you seen her this past week?
Like 3 times.
So whenever you're not working during the week, mother's in agreement to pick up your daughter?
I don't get her. Yeah. I even went to see her at work with my baby. Whenever.
Mr. Segovia, make sure you wait until I finish my question before you answer, okay?
Okay. Yes, my bad.
And so for the past month, you've been able to co-parent with mother on seeing your child during the weekend on weekends?
Yes.
And there's been no issue with you picking up the child directly from mother's house?
No issue at all.
Now, if mother wants to have visit or exchanges at a neutral location like a police station, would you be in agreement with that?
Yes, I would be.
And mother was the one that filed that protective order against you?
Yes.
But was that dismissed because mother no longer wanted to prosecute?
Yeah, that was dismissed. She told me she was gonna take it off.
And in fact, was mother trying to reach out to you when the protective order was in place?
Yes. she did.
And prior to the incident in April, were you and mother living together?
We have like a week that we were not living together no more.
But in 2024, were you all living together?
Yes, like for 4 months.
And during that time, you would be with your daughter?
Yes,
So you've had your daughter overnight.
yes, ma'am.
And are you capable to have overnights with your daughter moving forward?
Yes,
And are you requesting for a 50-50 possession schedule?
yes,
Are you wanting it to be a 2-2-3? So 2 days with you, 2 days with mom, and then 3 days?
yeah.
And that way the child can be with both of you since she's really young.
Mm-hmm.
And are you also requesting for no child support if there's a 50-50 possession schedule?
Yes, that's correct.
And how far away do you live from mother's house?
I live 12 minutes away from her.
So you and mother are within 5 miles from each other?
Yeah,
And you stated mother hit you previously?
yeah. When we were living together,
Was your daughter present when she hit you?
yeah, she was.
So your daughter was in the room when Miss Segura hit you?
Yeah.
Where was
Yes,
your
ma'am.
daughter?
She was in her bed
Time,
sleeping.
that's time, but I'm gonna let you continue. Go ahead, counsel. I'll give you a few more minutes to finish. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Where was your daughter when she hit you?
She was in the bed sleeping already.
No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Ma'am, have you ever put your hands on him first? He's alleging that you've hit him first.
Yeah. Yeah, I slapped him.
Okay. This is my ruling on a temporary basis. Mutual family violence, mutual non-disclosure findings. Because of that, it cannot be joint managing conservatorship. It has to be sole managing conservatorship. Mother decides where the child resides, lives, and father will have visitation and be the possessory. There'll be no geographical restriction. This is the visitation schedule on a temporary basis that can be revisited when we come back. First, third, and fifth, Saturdays and Sundays, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. unsupervised. And the exchange location will be the police station Googled off of mother's address. Also, medical 195, child support 516, all beginning August 1st, 2024. Retroactive support and court costs reserved until final. I want to admonish both of you. You both need to have a reset button. Do not go to each other's house.
Mm-hmm.
Do not send relatives to each other's house. You need to drop off and pick up the baby. You need to work for the best interest of the child. You need to keep your hands to yourself before it escalates even further. Anyone who hits either party should be reported to the police, and you should be seeking restraining orders and protective orders. That is inappropriate behavior. That's not how to get along in this world. You should not be doing that.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, Ms.
Your
Salami,
Honor.
is there anything else you need for your temp orders?
Yes, Your Honor, I just want to clarify, you said first, third, and fifth Saturdays, the Saturdays only, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. unsupervised?
12 to 6 p.m., first, third, and fifth Saturdays and Sundays.
Sundays, okay.
Supervised. No overnight visits at this time. Visitation can be revisited when we come back. We'll see how visitation has been going when we return.
Regards to child support and medical support would it be 195 and 516?
All of what you requested.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Oh, gotcha. Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else?
That'll be all, Your Honor.
Okay. You will receive a copy of the order via your emails today. And Father's Counsel, anything else?
Can I just confirm what time the hearing's at on November 1st?
Check-in is always 9 a.m. and then they will have to assign you to one of the attorneys. So 9 a.m. on November 1st, and that will be in the order as well.
Perfect. And the Zoom information will be included in the order?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, the parties are free to go. You had a question, ma'am?
Okay, what an interesting case. The judge granted the mother sole custody and allowed the father visitation rights. The father is also ordered to pay $516 per month in child support. What do you think? Did the judge make the right call? Or should both parents have joint custody? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.